Hi, I'm wanting to share a perspective on the incident with the black wrestler who was in a white school where he had to have his dreads cut off before he could participate in a match. And this video showed him standing there while a woman cut his dreads off. And then it just showed the end of the match where he won. But he was not happy. He felt humiliated, defeated. I mean, the look on his face was just, it was heartbreaking, really, because he had to go through that humiliation. Now, a lot of people are upset and they're angry, and it's like, how could this happen? I'm not angry about it. And I'm share with you why I'm not angry. The reason is we have been seeing this over and over and over and over again on social media. The frequency of this happening, of our children being abused psychologically, mentally, physically, sometimes physically, um, emotionally abused, is been going on. It hasn't decreased because, now we're seeing it on social media. It's always been going on at that frequency. The thing is, because everybody and their grandmother has a phone, a camera, on their phone, it's just way too easy to see these incidences, catch these incidences. Okay, and it's way too easy to share them with the social media platforms that we have today. It's just way too easy. So we see this, we know this, and then we continue to be shocked, angry, surprised. Back during the civil rights era, okay? Back during the civil rights era, what we were aware of is we were aware of how they felt about us. They made no bones about it. There was no confusion, no holding back. They were extremely clear that they did not want us in their homes, in their schools, in their neighborhoods, in their businesses. They didn't want us anywhere around them. They were extremely clear about that. Yet, we chose to ignore that. In the civil rights / integration period, it became very important to us that we integrate with them, that we be around them. In fact, it was so important that we were willing to give up our economy to do that. Now, back during that time in the 50s, and you should watch the film Selling to the Negro, because it will tell you where our economy was, okay? It will tell you that. It will tell you where our mindset was in terms of what we had, what was important to us, the kind of wealth we had. We were the number one growing segment in the American society in the 50s. And we were becoming the wealthiest segment in American society in the 50s. That's what we had. We had our own banks, our own schools, our own restaurants, hospitals, transportation companies, our own sports teams. We had it all. We had it all. We had an economy. We had some place if somebody got out of jail and they couldn't make it in the economy, well, you had a place to go because you had people that understood what that was really about, and they weren't going to judge you for it and lock you out of society for it. They would have embraced you. We had it all. Yet, We, our mindset wasn't cured. And you can read the book Post-Traumatic Syndrome by Dr. Joy DeGruy. It's spelled Degruy, I believe. We can do that. Or you can do that, excuse me. That will give you an idea of the trauma that was created during the slave period and passed on generation to generation through our DNA. Our DNA is, is a genetic code, but it's also an energetic code. So traumas can get into our DNA and are passed down. And that's what happened with us. That was never healed. Yeah, we were let off the plantations, but that mindset was never healed. It was never fixed. It was never revitalized, revamped, and reworked so that it could be the mindset of a people that were happy and loved who they were, what they've accomplished, what they're capable of accomplishing, what they can contribute, who they are. That never happened. So when we had our own economy, because our mind was still broken, we couldn't really allow ourselves to see what we were giving up just to be around people who didn't like us. They didn't like us. They didn't want us anywhere around. And they were clear about it. How could you not come to that conclusion? And in that regard, how could you think sending your children into that environment would not be traumatizing for them? How could you overlook that? And so we grew up with generations of traumatized children so that they will stand there and allow someone to cut their dreads off. Okay? You do that attempt to do that to a Rastafarian who understands and has a special understanding about what that hairstyle means for them. No, that would not happen. So that's why I'm not angry, because we paid the price. We were willing to pay the price to be around them, willing to pay the price to eat in their restaurants, to go to their schools, to play in their sports leagues, to be in their hospitals, all right, to eat in their restaurants. We were willing to pay that price. And that price was giving up our economy and taking their abuse. That's the price we were willing to pay. So that's why I can't be angry at what happened. And I can't be angry at any more of these things that happened, because we continue to be willing to pay the price. So we have to be accountable, because we're not going to shame them into treating us better. Not going to happen. We can't make them feel bad enough. Oh, look at how bad you treated us. Oh, shouldn't you feel bad? Not going to happen. Has it worked so far? It's been 50 years. Has it worked so far? Well, we're still seeing this. So we can continue to be pissed off and continue to stay in that energy that allows us to continue to struggle in our lives. We can continue to do that. We can. So, I don't know. My question to you is, what are you going to do about it? Because this isn't going to go away. It's not. No matter how angry and pissed off we get, it's not going to change. They have to be willing to change. But why would they be willing when we are continuing to be willing to pay the price? We're continuing to be willing to pay the price. We're continuing to eat in their restaurants and go to their schools and, play in their sports leagues. We had our own sports leagues, and they were making more money than theirs were, and we gave it up. That's how much we wanted to be around them. That's how colonized our minds were. It's so important to understand this, because we can get our own economy, but if we don't change our mindset we'll give it away again. We'll give it away again and again and again and again until we heal our minds. That's all I have to say. We must be willing to look to ourselves and ask ourselves, why are we willing to take abuse, to be around people that love to abuse us? That's called dysfunctional relationship, people. That's psychological or clinical in psychology, clinical dysfunction. And we've never had a functional relationship with them. Let's face it, we don't know what it's like to be in a functional relationship with them. We've never had one. And we're not going to learn how until we heal ourselves. So, uh, you can, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. We'll see more of these videos. We'll continue to get pissed off and upset about it, and we'll continue to send our kids to their schools, and we'll continue to be willing to pay the price. And what I don't know what you want. It is what it is. It is what it is. Again, there's no amount of shame. You can't shame them enough. You can't make them feel bad enough. You can't judge them enough. You can't blame them enough. They will change when they want to. That's it. So now what are we gonna do? That's who they are. That's the way they are. What are we gonna do about the way we are and what we are and what And if we don't want to change, then stop being upset that this happens. Stop making videos and being pissed off that this happens because it's not going to change. So you might as well not get pissed off about it because that's not going to help you. Ultimately, if you're not willing to do something about it, that level of anger and resentment is only going to harm you. So, two choices, ultimately. You can use that anger to do something about it as a motivator to do something about it, or you can use that anger to stew in it and stew in being pissed off and just harm yourself. Those are the two choices, really. Anyway, that's all I have to say. I don't have to say anything else. And if you like this video, please like it, comment, subscribe, and share it with others. That's really all I have to say.